Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet, Ginger Geek here, your obscure reviewer with yet another obscure review. This time we'll be looking at Earth Defense Force 2017. Earth Defense Force is an Xbox 360 exclusive and one of the single worst games I have ever played. However, it is also one of my all-time favourites. The game is horrible. Animation is terribly stiff. The story is ridiculous. Enemies are repetitive and generic. The levels are often painfully similar. And the production values overall are just horrendous. But most important of all is that it is so much fun to play. In ways, there isn't much that can be said about this game. The basic premise can be summed up in a single paragraph. Essentially, mankind has contact with aliens and begins to prepare in case of war. Then, come 2017, giant ants, giant spiders, even bigger giant ants, giant robots, giant flying robots, and a whole host of other B-movie cliches descend from the sky, and it's the Earth Defense Force's job to clean up. That's it. As far as story or gameplay goes, that is everything the game has to offer, but this is why it oozes so much charm. The experience of playing Earth Defense Force with a friend, as you can see here, the entire game can be played through split screen co-op, however there's no online functionality, is the same as that of intentionally watching an awful movie. It is hilarious, mindless, and above all else, painfully enjoyable.
How does it move that fast but it's walking so slowly? Just shows how huge the damn thing is.
The game knows not to take itself too seriously, and that is its only saving grace. Its own self-awareness and ridiculousness. For this reason, all the game seems to do is hectically throw weapons and enemies at you from every direction from start to finish. Levels generally drop you into a map after you've picked 2 out of a possible 150 weapons, most of which have infinite ammo, and then you are told to just kill everything. All buildings in the way are destructible via way of hilariously shoddy animation, and that is all you do. For those of you that are thinking that sounds awful and lacking in depth, think again. How could this concept be any more awesome? You are 1 or 2 guys, and charging at you are 100 giant ants, spiders and robots, all of which want to kill you. What do you do in this situation? Blow every last one of them up and continue blowing stuff up till you are all that is left standing. The action is crazy and mindless in much the same way Double Dragon was back in the day. It is cheesy arcade perfection, and we need more games like it. Games where there is nothing else in the way but pure game. None of that deep metaphors, meaningful story, engaging characters or augmented reality gimmicks. Not that there's not a place for a lot of those, but sometimes you just want non-stop, over-the-top, action-oriented gameplay. For anyone interested in this game, you'll be happy to know that it's actually part of a franchise. The game is made by D3 Publisher, who are famous for making budget games in Japan, and is the third in the series, preceded by, in Europe and Japan exclusively, the PS2 games Global Defense Force and Monster Attack. There is also a spin-off game, Global Defense Force Tactics, and the main character from the franchise is even playable in a Super Smash Bros. Style fighter that pits characters from all of D3 Publisher's cult titles against one another, known as All-Star Fighters. Also both on PS2. There is even, as you may have noticed, a bigger budget sequel currently on store shelves known as Insect Armageddon, made by, instead of D3 Publisher, American company Vicious Cycle, and only published by D3 Publisher, available for both Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now, for those of you who follow this series, you might be expecting a bit more of a look into that one in particular. Okay, review over. Once again, you know what I'm going to say. Give us a like, comment with feedback, comment with suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe.